Okay, hello Year 10. Welcome to another week of home learning. I hope you are well. This week, as you can see, we are moving on to a new topic, and the final topic for this year, which is around forces. This first week is going to be an introduction and a bit of a setup for the topic, and we're going to move into looking at something called scalar and vectors. Okay, so this PowerPoint will be put onto Go for Schools for you and onto Teams, so you can access it at a later date, or you can, as I say, you can use it this video to help you through the first few tasks. If you have any questions, please do let me know, and I should be able to help you with any of the work that you need to do. Okay, sorry, let's go back. Okay, so your starter task. There is a video in the link below, and you can see it's available in the PowerPoint as well. It's embedded in here. What I'd like you to do is just watch this short video of these kids doing some crazy things, and I just want you to try and make a list of all the different types of forces, all the different forces that you can spot going on. Okay, it's just to kind of get your mind around thinking around forces, around how they interact and how they work. Okay, so that link is provided separately as well. Then I've got a number of questions that I want you to start using to think about forces, just to kind of get an idea of what sort of preconceptions and any misconceptions you might have already. Okay, so if possible, perhaps you could discuss these questions either with a friend, over the phone, or with a sibling or with a parent, and then write down your answers either onto a mind map or something, or just answering the questions as it were, and see what ideas you can come up with. Okay, so I'd like you to send those ideas back to me so I can kind of get an idea of where your thinking is. Okay, so really, the idea for this week is some work for you to research and to do some reading, and then do some definitions and things like that. So the Physics Classroom webpage, which is provided there for you, has some information on something called scalar and vector quantities, okay, which are essentially the different types of forces that we have. Okay, the different types of, or not just forces, the different types of measurements and things like that that we can use, and how they differ. So there is a page there that I'd like you to use to write your definitions and also take a few brief notes. And then there is a complete the check your understanding task at the end of the page, which you can use just to check that you understand what the difference is between the two of them. Okay, that's the kind of introduction, sets us up. Your kind of main activity this week is looking at distance and displacement, which are two different types of quantities. So one's a scalar, one's a vector. You'll have seen from the website which one's which. I'm going to focus this with a little thought towards Sports Month as well. Okay, so this is your chance to kind of add some numbers, some results into your Sports Month, whichever house you're representing. Your options are as follows. Right? So you can use just a sheet of paper and draw the rough route you would take to school. Okay, if you're unable to get outside, then that is something you can do. Obviously, you can't contribute to Sports Month for that, but that is a possibility. So you would draw just a rough route, whether it's by bus, by car, walking. It doesn't need to be exact, just a sort of a direct, sort of a line representation. If you are able to go outside, you can go for a walk, and you can either use an app on your phone to track your route and then either print off or reproduce that route onto paper, or you could just draw your route when you get back, the route that you've taken. And then what I want you to do with any of those is look at your route and choose a point that is furthest from your home on your route, and that will be your finish point. Now, if you should see on the diagram here, it might look something like this. Okay, so here's my finish point. Here's my start, here's my finish point. Okay, I'm then going to measure, okay, along, and if I've done this on an app, obviously I've got the distance already, but measure roughly how long I've taken, and that will be my distance. Okay, so if you'll draw, you might want to have a work out how far that you think that is. Then you're going to need to draw a line from the start directly to the finish, almost as the crow flies, if you were, and that would be your displacement. And look at the difference between the two in terms of their how far they are. Now, hopefully, your distance traveled will be significantly different to your displacement. Okay, how far displaced you are from your starting point. And now, how does that relate to Sports Month? Well, obviously, what you can do then is you can send in, okay, either your tracked route, or taking a picture while you're doing it as a healthy selfie, or any other results that you have you can use for your Sports Month entry. Okay, distance versus displacement, what do we mean by them? A little bit more understanding. So there's a link below to the Khan Academy website, which is a educational resource. There are a number of different videos linked to that, so I want you to start at the top, okay, and work through the different videos, taking a few notes as you go of the definitions. Okay, there is then a worked example which you can then do, and then there is some practice questions for you to complete. Okay, so have a go at the practice questions, and then if you can, please take a screenshot of how you've got on, of your score. And then finally, a couple of tasks for you to kind of consolidate the understanding on this before we move into more complex topics next week. So there is a worksheet that has some tasks for you to do, and then there is a Kahoot quiz to have a go at. And here's the link for the Kahoot quiz, which again I will post as well, along with the pin for that. Okay, hopefully that is all clear. If you do have any questions, please do let me know. Okay, and I should be able to get back to you, and I look forward to speaking to you. We have our Q&A on Tuesday, and I will be available then. Okay, good luck.